Hey everyone, it's Burgas here. I really hope you have a great day in Tamaris. Let's talk about something most players are ignoring, but the top players are living by. And this is movement speed. I'm going to go over the troops in Call of Dragons, the heroes, and why movement speed is so crucial for the better performance on the open field. I'm going to share with you some mistakes that I make. I didn't actually understand it quite well, the march speed in Call of Dragons, but later, right now building my 5 cavalry marches, actually is 4 to be fair, and before that building my mage marches, I noticed something about the moving speed or the march speed. And the first and most important thing is the survivability on the battlefield. It didn't actually matter if you're playing with mages, it didn't actually matter if you're playing with cavalry or even marksman, survivability is crazy. Now for the infantry, obviously it's not that important, the march speed, because they're having their charge, this is increasing their movement speed by a lot, but for the rest of the troops, definitely matter a lot. Now one of the ways, as you can see in this video that I'm presenting to you, is actually to be at the safe distance on the battlefield. Like this, you're not going to get hit that much if you're in the front lines, but in same time not having movement speed, or having movement speed to be fair, is going to allow you to start hitting the enemy marksmen and mages, especially the enemy marksmen. Marksmen in Call of Dragons still have this disadvantage of the medium range. I didn't see long range warfare for very long time, which make them perfect target for the mages if they decide to somehow go a little more further to hit our infantry. So movement speed is even important for the marksmen, maybe to do a couple hits, get back, or to get at the better positioning on the field. It's 2 elements at the end of the day, it's march speed and is the positioning. I can say positioning is one idea more important from the march speed, but the march speed is going to allow you to get these little bites from the enemy, which end up to be a big bite at the end of the battle. And to be fair, in this type of battles you can outperform the not well positioned legions. You can punish very fast with your heroes outpositioning legions. Now on my channel, especially for the cavalry, I speak with one of the best cavalry's in Call of Dragons, and they share with me their little secret over the march composition and getting this march speed. For the cavalry, it's extremely important, the march speed, especially if you're not planning to go with one huge group of cavalry and you're playing around the map, trying to strike enemy legions, going to the battlefield, or going back from the battlefield, or going to the battlefield with your cavalry. Maybe the best synergy you can actually do in form of building your legions is going to be to know what kind of march speed each of the heroes in your legion are giving. And I'm going to give you an example and something that I did for me personally. I was playing Lilia with Thea. Lilia is with Celestials, I want to point out, with Celestials. Thea for Celestials is giving this 10% march speed, it's actually 20% march speed. On top of that, we're having second hero in that is actually a mage one, since Thea is overall, which is a Velen. Velen is also giving march speed bonus, which is 20%. So the baseline of my mages should be 20% plus 6% from the talents. What I mean by that is when you're building your talents for the hero, I strongly believe that getting 6% more march speed is way more valuable from getting 1.2% defense. So you already know that your marches are having a hero that is going to give 20% march speed, and from there you're building the rest of the legions to pair with this 20% march speed. There is something interesting about the mages, and this is they're not actually needing that much march speed, but everything you're getting in point of march speed is welcomed. I make a mistake back in this. I'm going to share with you guys this mistake. I built my mages to have the biggest march speed in cow dragons. What I mean by that is, for example, Lilia with Thea, on top of that putting like a 15% here. If there is a PvP talent tree, I get all of the march speed here. For example, Bertrand is having the PvP talent tree. Here you can get extra 10%. Here you can get extra 10%. Everything is built around the march speed for my mages. But the biggest mistake there is I sacrifice, yes, I sacrifice other things that was extremely valuable for my heroes. I end up to build some hybrid models that didn't perform very well on the battlefield, and from there I think for the mages specifically minimum value is like 26%. If you keep in count that 2 heroes that are part from the mage legions is giving 20% march speed and the 6% at the beginning. This is what you're actually needing for the mages. If you're able to get more march speed in form of, for example, a behemoth, you have a behemoth that here, this one is giving Legion HP, but there is a behemoth that is giving march speed. Try to get these behemoths. Back in the days, I was upset when we was fighting for the Thunderbirds, and you know, on one of the sides, there is 2 sides to begin with. On one of the sides, you have easy access to the first Thunderbird, and obviously on the other side, have easy access to the other Thunderbird. And I was so sad when I saw that like 2 KVKs in the row, we was actually having the march speed Thunderbird on our side and the enemy is having the counterattack. It was like 5% counterattack damage on their side. And I was like, what is happening to me? But when I checked the reports, when I saw the performance on the battlefield, yeah, counterattack is extremely valuable for every unit, okay? But march speed is giving you this edge to make a very strong hits and escape from that. And at the end of the day, we managed to get the 2 Thunderbirds. But at the beginning, I was really upset, and the next season when I saw that, I was like, oh my god, why never counterattack on our side? But nobody want to get hit from nobody. You know, if you're mage main, what you're going to perform? Having 10% march speed or having 5% counterattack? To actually apply this counterattack, somebody have to hit you. And if somebody hit you, you're not in good positioning. With mages, you have to escape any hit in cow dragons. Now there is heroes, as I mentioned, that is giving march speed, but we're having some other heroes, some other things that also give you some march speed. And for example, this, what was the name? Spring Feather is giving you Legion march speed towards 7%. When you cast this spell, you're going to get 24% march speed. This is more for the Cavalry, playing with the Skogul, this type of things. But we're having some other one like Sorwan Blade. Sorwan Blade is also giving you some march speed. Legion march speed 80%. So you can get march speed also from the artifacts, but again, on my channel I have 3 videos for the Cavalry, how to build your march speed, which hero is giving how much march speed, and build this 51%, for example, march speed builds and etc. Is it hard for the mages or marksmans? But there are just not that many artifacts. I actually don't think there is an artifact for the mages or marksmans that is giving march speed. And having Q-Mink in Cow of Dragons, this allow you to hit with the first normal attack. You also have a Toher that is hitting 3 seconds after the battle start. These 2 heroes is just the beginning, but if you have march speed, you're going to basically firing up before the enemy mages, because you're going to move more faster on the position and you're going to hit this mage or marksman. This is one of the things the march speed is giving. There is giving the first hit in the fights. And by doing the first hit, you're going to rage regeneration way more faster from your opponent. And like this, you're just going to escape before the enemy will be able to firing up their rage skill or even their artifacts. So I want from you guys to really start testing the march speed, put little more march speed on specific heroes, and like this, just test it on in the real fights. And if you guys are enjoying this type of videos where we're getting more in deep of the mechanics, combat mechanics for the open field, for the garrison, heroes, pet system, artifact system, and you get value, again, hit one like on the video. It just helps my channel a lot. Also subscribe if you're new here. If you're an old viewer, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe, is free and it helps a lot. For the mages, I already said that there is a heroes that are boosting the march speed, so this is your base points. Because to be fair, if you make some heroes, for example, right now I'm going to make one test. I'm going to send 3 cavalry legions that are not synchronized, and I pick them for this video. It's going to be Bakshi Emrys, this is Theodore with Forondil, and Urak with Tobin. And I want you guys to see what difference these legions are actually doing the march speed. As you can see, my Bakshi and Theodore is moving shoulder to shoulder, but my Urak is just getting way behind. It's just getting way behind. Now imagine if you're doing some crazy distance, when your Urak is going to come with you. This is absolutely same for the mages. If you're not moving all of your mages together, some cavalry can strike, for example, the Wasp Legion, and after this strike your other legions, and always use this advantage many against one because their marches are synchronized. As you can see, my Urak is basically no chance to follow up my Bertrand and not Bertrand Tochar, oh my god, Bakshi and also Theodore. So this is what happened on the battlefield. You're going on the battlefield and there is a legion that are sitting behind. In same time, when you come back from the battlefield, if your marches are not synchronized, if you don't have this march speed, you have to wait your most slow legion to come back in the castle and then send again all of your troops on the battlefield. This is not something that people want to do or want to see. So it's extremely important to synchronize everything. Some of the skills is going to give you march speed, some of the artifacts is going to give you march speed, but compensate everything there with your towns in your town tree and build this synchronization. If you're interested in me making videos over the mage synchronization, or maybe marksman synchronization, or maybe I actually have videos for the cavalry, so you can go and check them out, just let me know in the comments below. Also share your opinion in the comments below. What do you think about the march speed? If you want, if you have to scale up, which buff is most important, which one is going to be on the top, and where is going to be the march speed bonus. All these things, let me know in the comments below. Again, if you get value from this video, make sure you hit one like, subscribe if you're new here. I wish you a great day and see you in the next video.